start. Any lineup changes from last game?
No.
Carter or Sam?
Carter will be in net, yes.
I guess going back to Sam, what in terms of, he obviously got off to the slow start, had a couple rough games to begin, but really since the start of November, he's been just good pretty much every game. Do you think that's a matter of him adapting to, not playing every game, and now he's getting in a better frame of mind and being more used to it?
Well, I think when he started, and Bush might be able to answer this question, he hadn't played for, 18, 19 days because of camp and all. And I think as a backup, he better figure it out, not playing every night. That's just where his spot is right now. But just the close proximity of the games that he's played now, it's not like 18 days he's taken off. I just think he's found his rhythm. And, you should ask him. But I know we didn't put it, but it is what it is. That's the way camp was, and that's a situation he's in. Didn't start off well, but each start he plays, he just seems more and more confident. Like you watch him when he in the shootout, you don't see any net. He makes a save on Crosby. You can see his confidence. I don't think he's trying to do anything wrong that way, but that's how he feels. And that's a big part of Sam's game is his mindset. I've said it every time we talk about him. I think he's got the right type of arrogance, and I just think he feels that good about himself.
You've mentioned we've talked about Cam York a little bit
Mm-hmm.
recently. You mentioned his lateral movement. Was that something he had to work on that he's improved?
No, he's been a good skater. We haven't put any emphasis on that at all. He's just a good skater. I think that's what makes him a really good defender, is because he can get his body turned sideways, whichever way he needs to go to defend, to be big, stick position, all that stuff we talk about, because he's just that athletic on his skates. And he's maturing. I don't want to get too excited because you never know. And but when the season started, I hated his last quarter last year. I wasn't sure what he was. A little bit responsibility falls on me because we play him on the right side all that time, and I just think he's matured. And you guys talk about offense. I'm not sure if that's ever going to be a mainstay, but he's a good defender because he's that athletic and not willing right now. He's shown me a willingness that I wasn't sure he had.
John, I know you said in the past it's a find-a-way league. Is part of the growing process maybe winning when you guys aren't perfect, when you make some mistakes, but still find a way?
Yeah. Every game, every team, all year long, you're never perfect, and there's mistakes, there's bad luck, whatever it comes. You just got to try to overcome it. And I think I go back. I like our room. I think that's where our biggest improvement so far this year has been our locker room and how they handle some of the things that go on. And the Pittsburgh game was a great game for us. It's the ups and downs. Then we get scored on in the end. We're almost going to win the game. Come back 15, 20 seconds, and you get scored on. Didn't affect them. They've got a couple of big saves from Ersson. The overtime, find a way to win in the shootout. Those are all good things as you continue to try to grow.
This was Saturday was the first game you guys had won without scoring the first goal. I guess, is that something that's more of a creation of us in the media, or was that something that was important to you guys as a coaching staff and a team to get a win when you didn't score first?
Well, you guys have report on it. You have to report on it. I don't begrudge that at all. Some of the other stuff you report on, I can have some arguments with, but that there, no, because it is. It's right there. So I think it's important for them to grind through it. We go halfway against Jersey. We get a point instead of two. And then we find a way against two really good teams. We get 3 out of 4 points after not scoring the first goal in those two games. It always is something that you can go look back on when you're in that situation again. And it's going to happen again. We just got to try to be better. I looked at it. As we're talking about this, off the top of my head, when I was looking at the stats, I think Jersey was 7-8-1. It's really, you don't see that often in the league. as far as how many wins they have coming back. Firepower, they've got a lot of firepower. So it was really interesting when I saw that stat, because you don't see that a lot with other teams. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Sorry. You have in your third pairing, you have Ristolainen and Stahl playing together now. How important is it to have a veteran pair that you can maybe trust a little bit or put out there in certain situations with maybe their calmness and their ability to kind of, they've seen everything in their careers kind of.
Yeah, it may not stay that way all the time, because I still have to worry about Z. And, I think Risto, I thought it was one of Risto's better games. I can see his game growing. When we're developing, right? We're going to continue to develop. But when you're in the heat of the action and you get down in the third period, 8-9 minutes left, maybe protecting a lead, whatever it may be, it's nice to be able to lean on guys like that, especially with the length they have. If you're protecting a lead, especially with those two, with the length and the amount of area they take, it's nice to have those guys. We've put Z in those spots, and Z has struggled. Z has been up and down and has struggled a little bit, but we're going to still go with him. When you're trying to win the game, and we've had that discussion, developing and winning, I think Shazi can rely on them and not kind of hold his breath with a young defenseman still developing in those situations.
Is it fair that like Ristolainen has a calmness to his game almost?
He just goes about it. He never shows a lot of emotion. He hits a guy, and the guy may come at him. I don't even think he knows he's there. He doesn't worry about too much. So he missing as much time. I think he's given us some really quick, good minutes here, the amount of time he missed. And to me, it's all his legs. When he moved, like he turned the corner the other night, I forgot who it was against, and just moved his legs, and it was right inside our blue line, and bang, we're on transition to offense. It's because he moved his legs. When he first started here, at least when I first saw him, he was awful because he was stuck. And a defenseman that can watch him, what he's doing now, is Z. Because Z gets stuck. He doesn't move his legs, and that's what puts him in so many tough situations. So really happy how he's thrown together some minutes real early in the amount of time he's been out.
Speaking of Risto, obviously last year he was in a bigger role with how things were set up. This year, he's coming back from a long layoff, so you're easing him back into the third pair. But just with the way the lineup is set up, Sanheim's playing the right side. He's been good there. Walker's been a revelation on that second pair. Is there a path to getting Risto into a top four role, or with the way things shake out, is he pretty much where he's going to be?
That's where he is right now. That could change, but he'll get his ice time. And I know Shazi wants to use him more, killing penalties and stuff like that. And we're not going to force feed. Walks deserves the ice time he's getting. We're a little concerned. I guess we're monitoring the amount of time Walks gets, and Sandy. Sandy, we may give Sandy a few minutes off the power play. I think there's been some struggles with him there, just to get him down a couple of minutes too. And that's where Risto may come in. But it's not going to be, well, Risto was playing these minutes last year. We got to get him up to those minutes. It's all going to happen as far as how the game's being played and how they're playing.
John, you're one or two more.
From a coaching perspective, you're facing a Penguins team that you faced 2 days ago. I know we talked about this the other day about facing team and playing your game and your strat. But how do you approach it now that you've kind of seen firsthand what the Penguins bring and what they don't bring? And how do you maybe make adjustments now facing them again, where they've also seen your game and what you bring?
Don't. We're not going to overthink it. I know we're going to get a better Pittsburgh team tonight. They're going to be much better tonight. That's the key for us is, in these home and home things, one thing that happens if you lose your home game and you're the home team there's a heck of a lot more urgency when you go to the other team's building. They're going to be ready to come tonight. And so we just got to be, it's not making adjustments, it's being ready to play. And I think we're going to have to play faster tonight because I think they're going to amp it up.
John, your PK has been really, really good over the last 10 games and really all season. I know maybe it's not the way you always want to do it, but how much has it swung momentum for you guys when you guys have killed off so many penalties.
Killed off some penalties like just the other night, score some huge goals on it too. That penalty kill, when you kill it, and I look at Yorkie blocking shots in the penalty kill, Seals, and how many shots we do block. It really helps your team in those type of situations, and I think that grows the toughness of your team, and that gives you momentum. And then to score a goal, it just doubles it up. And Lott scores a big one. I know it's at the end, but it's a huge goal for us, and it's kind of overridden some of the problems our power play has given us this year. It's kind of deflated us. So we're about even right now. I'll put it to you that way. It's really helped us in our power play, has put us in some tough spots as far as momentum.